is enough said.
Happy Thursday, Heat Nation. Your boy Ernest here, back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Excited, you guys, because I woke up today. It's like I always tell y'all, any day that God wakes you up, you can handle anything. Now let's take a moment, you guys. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate everybody's support. And now we're gonna rock and roll on another Miami Heat Talk adventure, because today I'm excited for this episode, y'all, because I'm going to give you guys a full breakdown on my belief for Bam Adebayo this upcoming season. In my opinion, you guys, I think Bam Adebayo is poised to have his best season in the NBA. How do I feel that Bam can have the best season of his NBA career, his 8th season coming up, is for Coach Spoelstra to finally put Bam at the position where he belongs. I think for the 2025 season, you guys, we are finally going to see Bam Adebayo at his natural power forward position. Now, the real question is why? Why, Ernest, after all of these years, Bam Adebayo being the starting center for the Miami Heat, why all of a sudden the Miami Heat are just going to move him to the power forward position? Well, I'm glad you asked that. A few things, actually. First and foremost, Coach Spoelstra is one of the coaches in Team USA. So Coach Spoelstra has had his hand in the developmental system for Bam Adebayo, not just in the beginning of his career, but for right now. And right now, what have we been seeing in Team USA? Bam Adebayo's been dominating it out there in Team USA, but he's been playing the majority of his minutes at the power forward position next to Anthony Davis. And we've been seeing that's been working. And it's like I've been saying for years now, guys. It's like I've been saying ever since before we drafted Kel'el Ware, after we drafted Kel'el Ware. We know what this team needs. You need a spacer at center. That's going to be the best player to have next to Bam Adebayo. But what does this team truly need? A 7-foot spacer that can defend like a monster. And ladies and gentlemen, we got that with Kel'el Ware. Look at what Bam Adebayo was doing in Team USA, you guys. He's averaging about 17.6 minutes per game coming off the bench, averaging 8.2 points a game, 5 rebounds a game, 58% from the field, but an eye-opening 33% from the three-point line. And I believe he's averaging about 4 attempts a game. So those are really, really good numbers, especially for Team USA. He's playing with the elite, the best of the best that the NBA has to offer. This is not just one of the regular Team USAs from the past. We got the Avengers out there with LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, Anthony Edwards, Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum, Derek White, Bam Adebayo. Y'all know the list. So I don't only feel that Bam Adebayo is going to have his best season because I think he's going to move to the power forward position. It's because of what he's doing this offseason. Guys, you saw it in 2008 with Dwayne Wade. He suffered 2 years of injury. He played on the Redeem team with Kobe, LeBron, Chris Paul, Dwight Howard. He was the best player on that team, averaged the most points per game, but then he went to the regular season like a madman. Had the best year of his NBA career, the 2009 season, because he was playing with the best. He was learning from the best. He wasn't going out partying with the guys, early, like late at night. He did that one night, but then he came back and saw Kobe working out, and Dwayne Wade thought, that's what I need to do. When you take the initiative, when you take those extra steps, that's where you become from a good player, an all-star player, to an elite level player. And I said this a few years ago, you guys, back in 2022. If Bam Adebayo can get his offense to a Chris Bosh level, Bam Adebayo will become an MVP caliber player. And you're seeing it. You're seeing it. You saw it the second half of the season what Bam Adebayo did. Shooting more three-point shots. You saw by the time he was in the playoffs, he was leading this Miami Heat team, averaging about 20 points every night. He just didn't have the help around him. But you're seeing Bam Adebayo get better. He just turned 27 years old. He is just hitting his prime. And I think it's time for the Miami Heat to put Bam Adebayo as the number one option for this team next season. He's developing his game. He's upgrading. He's getting a lot better. And look, for those people that are going to sit here and say, it's the Miami Heat front office's fault for doing this to Bam. And you know what? Partially that is right. Because in the 2019-2020 season, after we got rid of Hassan Whiteside and brought Jimmy Butler in, Bam was playing at the 4. You had Myers Leonard and Kelly Olynyk starting at the center position. Bam was playing about more than half at the time at the power forward position. But then what happened in the bubble? Spo noticed that with the lineup of Bam Adebayo at center and Jay Crowder at power forward with Jimmy at the 3, the offense moves quicker. So that's why Eric Spoelstra left Bam Adebayo at the center position. And for a couple years, you were having small power forwards play next to Bam. You threw PJ Tucker there. You threw Trevor Ariza there. You threw Caleb Martin there. You threw Haywood Highsmith there. You were trying to cover these bandages at the power forward position, but it just wasn't working. At times it worked. And for people that are going to say, oh, you know what, the Heat, it's Spo. Spo just doesn't like a big man next to Bam. That's actually not true. I understand. The 2021 season and the 2022 season, Bam was the full-time center. That's what Spo was going with because it worked in the bubble. And that's what the Heat were trying to bank off of. Look, it helped us in the bubble. It's going to work now. They got PJ Tucker in the 2021 season. They became the first seed, but they didn't make it to the finals. But the Heat have tried putting big men next to Bam. Let's go over it. In the 2020 season, you had Kelly Olynyk and Myers Leonard. It worked, but it didn't win you a ring. 2022-2023, that season. Remember, you guys, what happened at the start of the season? Bam Adebayo started at the power forward position, and they put Omer Yurtseven as the starting center. I'm sure a lot of people forgot that game in preseason against the Minnesota Timberwolves in 2022, October 2022, where Omer Yurtseven got hurt. And then they had to slide Bam again at the power forward, at the center position. That's when they lost PJ Tucker. And then they didn't sign anybody at the 4 position. And all the Heat fans were getting nervous, wondering who was going to start. And then Spo gave you guys the answer. Omer Yurtseven is going to start at the center, and we're going to put Bam back at the 4 because of what Yurtseven did at the 2022 season when Bam had that 6-week injury. First game they were out there, Yurtseven gets hurt. Bam has to go back to the center. What did they do later in the season? Mid-season in 2023, you pick up Kevin Love. Immediately, you guys, when Miami picked up Kevin Love, he started at power forward right next to Bam. Kevin Love's 6'8". He's smaller than Bam. So Kevin Love had to play the 4. But the Heat have tried. The Miami Heat have tried to put a spacer next to Bam Adebayo. But there's been 2 reasons why it's failed. The people that they've gotten that they thought would work didn't really work, or they got injured. And then also cap flexibility. You're giving big contracts to Jimmy, Bam, Tyler, Duncan. You don't have the salary flexibility to get a guy like Brook Lopez. So I think the Miami Heat drafting Kel'el Ware is the answer that we finally needed. Because look at the big man rotation this year. And you know what? I was questioning it in the beginning of free agent, but now I'm starting to understand why the Heat did this. Because look at our big man rotation. You got Bam Adebayo. You have Nikola Jovic, the starting center and power forward that ended last year. You also drafted Kel'el Ware. You brought back Kevin Love. And you brought back Thomas Bryant. Why would you need Thomas Bryant on this team? I feel it's because Spo is ready to put Bam at the power forward position. And he needs some bodies at the center, just in case of injury. You know Kevin Love can't give you 82 games. You don't know what you're going to get with Kel'el Ware during the season. That's going to be a toss-up. He could be a Jaime Jaquez or he could be a developmental. But then you have Thomas Bryant for assurance. I understand that Heat fans don't love Thomas Bryant, but in a game, Thomas Bryant can give you 15 points and 10 rebounds. One game. He can fill in and have a nice little role. But another reason why I feel like the Heat is doing this, you guys, Bam needs longevity in his career. He just turned 27 years old. You want his career to go into his 30s. And if you're putting Bam Adebayo as the center, an undersized center playing some of these dominating centers down low, takes a toll on its body. You put Bam at the power forward position, now a lot of times he's playing people that are a little smaller than him. So defensively, it's going to work. and I've mentioned this before, you guys, a defensive lineup of Khalil Ware, Bam Adebayo, and Jimmy Butler, that's going to be a nightmare for teams defensively. So I think, in my opinion, you guys, I think it's time. I think all the pieces have put themselves together correctly. I think it is now time for the 2025 season for the Miami Heat to put Bam Adebayo as the power forward. And in my opinion, you guys, Bam is only going to get better. He's played 7 seasons. His first 2 years, he was the backup of Hassan Whiteside. Towards the end of the 2019 season, he started. But his minutes were about 23 minutes a game. 20 to 23 minutes a game. It boosted up in 2020. Got about 34 minutes a game. He was the starting center. Averaged 16 points, 10 rebounds. But after that year, from 2021 and the 3 years after that, Bam is averaging about 19 points a game, 10 rebounds a game. Every year he finishes at about 19-9, 19-10, 20-9. Bam Adebayo has been the level of consistency for the Miami Heat these last 4 years. Since the 2021 season to last year, when you look at his numbers, you guys, 18 points a game, 19 points a game, 20 points a game, 19 points a game. This year, his 8th season, on his 27th year on earth, I feel that Bam Adebayo is going to break out and have the best season of his career. If you ask me numbers, I'll give y'all some right now. Look at that. Last season, he averaged 35% from the three-point line. I think he could do that. I think Bam can give you about 24 points a game, 10 to 11 rebounds, 4 to 5 assists. He can probably shoot about 55% from the field, average about 35% from the three-point line. If he can average a block and a steal a game, which he did do last year, I think he can get to an MVP level. I really think so. He won't be the MVP, but I think he can be an MVP candidate. So I want to hear from you, Heat Nation. What do you guys think? Do you feel that Bam Adebayo will take that next step this season? Do you think that it'll only happen if he gets put at the power forward position? And do you think playing with Team USA is benefiting Bam so much that he is going to break out this year? Let me know in the comments your thoughts, you guys. Don't forget to like the video, and please do not forget to subscribe to the channel as we push for 5,000 subscribers. The foot's healing up nicely, you guys. Thank y'all so much for the love and support in the comments. I really appreciate y'all. It keeps me motivated moving forward. And until next time, your boy Ernest out. That's enough said. Let's go, Heat.